Merry meets everyone. Earthfire here. Today I'm going to be doing magical body powder, but before I get into that, I want to apologize for being gone for the last couple weeks. We've had a very beloved pet pass, and I just needed some time and really couldn't bring myself to film. So as you guys know, us magical people tend to get spiritually attached to things, and our pet we've had for a very long time, and he was a very big part of our family, and his passing has hit my family very hard. So I needed to take a little bit of time, but I'm back today, and today we're going to be going over some magical body powder. Now, this is not my idea. I did get this idea from Lady Gravedancer, but this is going to be my version of it. Where I live here, it is very hot in the summer. Last week, it got 120 degrees here in the shade. So it's been hot. And how we try and combat that heat is by, using body powders and stuff like that, along with, other hygiene products. But I watched one of her older videos, and she came up with this idea, and I thought it was brilliant. So I wanted to come up with my own version of it. And since it's a product that I use every single day, I thought, why not add some magic to it, and add another layer of cleansing and protection to my life. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So the things that you're going to need some cornstarch, some baking soda, some sort of essential oil. I'm going to be using tea tree oil. You could use rose, rosemary, lavender, orange, jasmine, or peppermint oil. You could use any of those. I will show you what I'm going to be doing, and I'll kind of tell you some things that you can do as well if you don't want to use what I'm using. But you always go with your own thing. You're just going to need something that's going to be cleansing and protecting. You can just do this without any herbs or essential oils and just use the baking soda and the cornstarch, and you'll be just fine. You can just enchant those two things, and that would be perfect. But for me, I kind of want that, tea tree smell. Tea tree smells very cleansing and all of that. And I like the smell of it. So I'm going to be using tea tree oil. I am going to be using some herbs. I'm going to be using rose, rosemary, and jasmine. But the herbs that you can use are lavender, calendula, peppermint, frankincense, dragon's blood, or any other cleansing and protecting type herbs. So I'm going to be using, kind of the flowery ones, because this is going to be going on my body, and I really don't want to use anything that's too harsh or anything like that. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is you're going to need a bowl. This is just an old serving bowl that I have. So you guys know that I don't really measure things, but the first thing is you're going to need 2 parts cornstarch. So if you're using a measuring cup or whatever, you're going to need 2 of those and 1 of the baking soda. So I'm going to be making a big batch, because I don't like to have to do this all the time. So I'm going to be using 2 cups of cornstarch to 1 cup of baking soda. Okay, so that's 1 big cup of baking soda. Okay, so I'm just going to mix this together real quick. And we're going to enchant at the very end, I think. Would be easier. And this is going to be messy. Anytime you deal with cornstarch, it kind of flies everywhere, so... Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside. I'm going to bring out my mortar and pestle. I'm going to put some rose in it. So I have some rose petals here. I have some rosemary. And as you guys know, I don't measure nothing. I just go by my intuition of how much I need to use. And then I have some jasmine flowers. And then I'm just going to use my mortar and pestle to grind these up. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to be thinking about cleansing and protection. And as we grind this up, it's kind of going to get those oils out of the herb and make them a little bit smaller in pieces. You can also stick this in a coffee grinder if you need to. If you're worried about them being too big and clogging up your sifter. I'm not really too worried about it. Okay, so I'm going to enchant this for cleansing and protection. Okay, so I'm going to add this to the cornstarch. And then I'm just going to mix it in. And now I'm going to do the tea tree essential oil. Like I said, you could use any essential oil that you want or not any at all. It's about 10 to 12 drops. Okay. And I did find my essential oil at Walmart. My Walmart only carries that one, but it did have it. But you do want to make sure that the essential oil that you're using is for the body. You don't want to use a fragrance oil that's for candles or anything like that. So I'm just going to mix this in. And now we're going to enchant the whole thing. So we're going to enchant it for cleansing and protection. Since this is going on our body, we're going to be cleansing and protecting it for that. So the only thing that you're going to need is to have some sort of sifter to put it in. I have an old body powder container but here. You can also get these from the Dollar Tree. They're like a Parmesan cheese container, but they're glass and they have the holes in it, so you could definitely grab one of these at the Dollar Tree. They normally carry them all the time, but I have these for the shop, so I'm not going to be using it because I do plan on having this available in my shop at some point. But I kind of have to figure out how to get the price to the price to the where it needs to be. But you can definitely grab these from the Dollar Tree. I'm sure Walmart carries them as well. But I have this. It's the one I've been using for a long time now. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this with it. And how I do that is I just pop the top off. You just pull it up and it'll pop off. And then you'll need a funnel as well. And I'm going to try and do this without making a humongous mess. So you're just going to fill the bottle. So you're going to go ahead and fill your bottle up, and then I'll come back and kind of discuss how we need to use it. Okay, so that is our body powder made. That entire batch fit into this bottle, and this is an 8-ounce bottle. So it's probably going to be a little bit more than that other container that I showed you. But if you have a leftover one of these, you can just pop the top off and use it. Like I said, the things that you're going to use this for is you're just going to use this to put on your body every single day, and it's going to give you that added extra cleansing and protection that us witches need. And it's also going to serve the purpose of, you know, what a body powder does. It helps repel against body odor. But I thought it was an excellent way of adding something that you do in your daily life and putting a little magic into it. I never thought of that before, and then I came across her video and I was just like dumbfounded. Why didn't I think of that? So I've been trying to think, you know, things that I do every day, what can I do to add a little magic to those things? And I've been coming up with a few different things, and hopefully I'll be able to share them with you. But for now, I thought I would just share this one. And what you can do is just every now and then, just take your bottle and enchant it, you know, before you use it. You don't have to do it every time, but, you know, once a month, just to try and, you know, give it that little bit of extra kick, because things do kind of go stagnant after a while. Magic does that, so you got to recharge it. But I hope you guys like this. And definitely let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Blessed be.